Good afternoon all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, January 4th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and triple Qs. And, interesting day, pretty interesting start to this year. As yesterday, what did we do? We opened, attempted to go higher, and A flushed out, spent a good part of the day trying to push lower, and then we price probe up. Today we gap to an all-time high, just missed 480 by 2 cents, only to flush down, B, C, D, attempt to go with a trend day down, 2 sets of single prints. We take them all back. The last set gets filled in M, and we close $1 or $2 off the all-time high. So 2 days in a row in ES and SPY, buyers started strong, sellers wrestled it away, had every opportunity to push lower, and yet did not. So, and you'll see when we get to the time frames on the charts, I think the buyers are still firmly in control. Now, Russell and triple Qs, and this is why I tell people we cannot trade ES and SPY based on what's happening in these other indices. We're on a plane all by ourselves, right? Us and the Dow hit all-time highs today. The Russell is $19 off its all-time high. Remember that weekly high I said they need to get over? Well, they got over it in A. They got over the 50-day moving average in A. And guess what? Spent no time above it, rejected, and back down. Triple Qs. Remember, we had an outside day up yesterday, right? Triple Qs with a small gap. Absolute drove down $8 straight. And I'm not sure if they ended with an outside day down. I think they might have. 396.88. was yesterday's low. Let me see where triple Q settle. I think they do have an outside day down. They do. So they go from an outside day up that failed today to an outside day down today. Amazing. And they go out with 2 sets of single prints. Yes, they rallied pretty hard off the lows as they got close to the 50-day moving average but didn't get it. But they do hold 2 sets of single prints, and Russell holds 1. I had a lot of small trades today. I had a good day. I took a long in A period twice, basically against the opening when it got down to it, and then it pushed up on the 478 calls. Then when change took place, I didn't do anything in B. C took out B's low, and we were one time framing down. I took a short play when it pushed up, did well on those on the 480 puts, and then when we went and filled the gap, I took a long the first time against the price probe, 477 calls again, and that one worked as we got a responsive bounce off it. Then I just watched the rest of C and D. Didn't do anything in D. Actually took a short in E against the single prints. Didn't think we were going to fill them in E, and that worked out. In E period. I did not do it again in F. I should have. That would have been a good trade. Again, 12 o'clock's my lunchtime, so I went to get lunch, came back, I was eating. I could have taken it at F against E's high, but I did not. And then I looked, when I took out D's low, we got to yesterday's POC and close to the afternoon pullback. I took a long in I, which worked out, the 475 calls. And then again in K period, it looked like they wanted to stop the one-time framing down. I innovated and took the 475 calls again to stop the one-time framing and took it and worked it up and sold out. I was going to hold out to G's high on some. I almost did get to G's high. Held like a very small lot up to there, but that turned out to be a nice trade. And then in L period, I took a small short against the singles, made on some, gave back on some towards the end when it looked like they were going to keep going. And I did nothing in M because it's M period. Yeah, they filled the singles. I could have taken a short. Look at the way we sold off. But it's M period. I just wasn't in the mood to do it. Value still ends up overlapping to higher today. Okay, so even though the market came in pretty good, value was higher and overlapping higher all day. 68 million on the tape. With the after hours, we did 72 million yesterday, so we should do about the same. As far as destinations, upside. We have only one upside destination, folks. Today's all-time high, 479.98. And guess what? We only have one destination to the downside today. Today's close at 475.58. And then the afternoon pullback low from the third, 475.33, 473.85 daily low. And then those single prints that held from the 27th, 473.84, that get filled at 71 cents. And then on the chart, so this is what I'm talking about. Sellers tried both yesterday and today. But here's the bottom line. We had an outside month up. Now, it's only 2 trading days in. We have no idea how that we're going to respond to that. But we did take out last month's high already. So technically, you can call this monthly up right now. Right? I'm still calling the balance for a little bit. I want to see what we do, especially since we closed down inside of it. But we took out last month's high. So definitely the bulls are in control, even though we pulled back. Weekly is certainly up. Last week was up, and we took out last week's high already. So we're one-time framing up in the weekly. And the daily, even though we came back inside a lot, I'm calling the daily up for now. Remember, I call this a 5-day balance. Now, even though if we had only taken out the all-time high by 10, 15 cents, I'd say, okay. But I'm calling this up. We took it out by almost $1. Yes, we closed back inside of it. But tomorrow will be the telltale day. If we have an inside day, or we take out today's low, then I'll go back to balance. But for now, I'm calling it up on the daily until proven otherwise. So all the time frames are still very healthy. So again, don't be ready to kill the bull just yet. I hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.